Hi, welcome to On the Couch Conversations with Muki. Today I have a conversation with Suzette Cain-Dlamini, a friend of mine from long time ago. I'm so excited to be having a conversation with her. Suzette, welcome to On the Couch.
Finally.
Finally.
Finally. I'm very happy to be here, Muki. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm happy that you are here. Suzette, I've known you for a long time now, since 1992 when we were students at UPE. You were from Craddock, I was from Grafrenet. For someone who doesn't know you, please just tell us who you are, where you're from, what makes you tick.
Wow. Well, like you said, I'm Suzette Cain-Dlamini, born in Craddock, bred in Grafrenet.
Yeah.
My parents, the one was from Craddock and the one was from Grafrenet. Mary and Suzette Cain. So that is my origins, but I always add that my elementary years were in the former Transkei.
Wow, okay. Really?
Yes.
Okay.
That is my element. Before school, I came back to start school because I was that child.
Okay.
I was that child that came, you know, before the white wedding.
All right, I hear you.
Yes.
I hear you.
I am that child.
You are that
special
child.
Children, yes. And then for people that don't know me, apart from being just Suzette, I am a wife, a mother of young adults now. And just a simple person of what you see is honestly what you get. What makes me tick, I think, Muki, is what we're doing now is being authentic.
Yes.
And being present where I am.
Yeah.
That honestly makes me tick.
Okay. All right. No, thanks for that, Suzette. So I want to go back to UPE because that's where we started our first degrees. And I know that you're a qualified nurse, but now you have an MPhil, you are a life coach, Simply Coaching, Simply Suzette, you know, all of these things. Tell me about that transition, but take me back to where it all started in terms of your career.
Yeah, hey, mother was a bit of a rolling stone. I left Eshevel, Grafrenet. Eshevel then was the youngest high school. Remember, it was Ngweba and Spando. Yeah. And then it was the youngest school, so they didn't have a lot of directions. So they had mathematics, business economics, and wat nog, accounting. Dan het hulle nou die huishoudkunde. And
that we all did. Yeah.
No, some of us
Home
did
economics.
not.
I did that. Yeah.
Yes. No, some of us did not do that.
Okay.
Some of us did the math and the economics, and I came to UPE to do a BCom. Because it just seemed like the stream of the subjects that I took. It made sense, you know. So I applied for a BCom at UPE and was accepted. And I achieved at school. So it was like, it goes without saying. But when you leave school and you're done with the subjects and you now prepare yourself for a career and you study, sometimes there's no match between the subjects that you did well at school and what you're preparing yourself for. So after that, first in the second year of BCom, we had that time with Abu Georgia, we went to do missions work at
Oh yes, I remember that.
And I dealt with a lot of people. I touched people. I spoke to people. And the thought of being this, whatever, a chartered accountant, punching that, it didn't make sense with how I felt my wiring was. I felt like I need to work with people. Came back to UPE. I phoned mama to say ek wil I want to change. I want to cross floors. Now in February of the next year. And it was it's a disappointment for your parents to feel like, especially my dad, he was proud. He was telling everyone, my kind doen 'n BCom.
Oh yes, that big deal.
Ja,
Yes,
is 'n groot ding
yeah,
nog
yeah, yeah.
And so I went to see the dean of, ek dink dit was Dr. Stroomfer, ek kan nie eens onthou nie, maar in elk geval. To cross, you know, when you must switch, you must see the dean.
Yes,
They must
yeah.
authorize it. And she had a conversation with me and she listened to me. She said to me, but there's nothing in your subjects that shows why you want to do a switch to, I wanted now to study medicine. And UP, it's only now that they're doing MBCHB.
We didn't have it at the time, yes, yeah.
And I didn't have chemistry and I didn't have physics. So she said to me, your options are either go back to matric and see, kan jy 'n matric level chemistry and physics slaag, and then you will apply to Rand Afrikaans or wherever. There was no way that you come from Klerok and you go back home to go and study chemistry and physics. That doesn't work, work. So she listened to me and she listened to what I said. I said, I really just want to work with people. Then she said to me, will you do nursing? Will you do the BK degree?
Yeah.
And transition, because you may. And I think nursing is a bit beneath me. But
okay.
Yeah, I want to be a doctor. That's what I said. She said, but you can't, we're doing a degree course here. And I will recommend you that word. And the next thing, I was in the nursing department. And it was tough for me in the beginning. But I qualified and did that beaker very well. And I still didn't understand why that happened. And you know that I met my husband in my final year of the degree, and we got married in that year.
You got married. It was so quick, but it's okay. It's okay.
We did that.
And so you've been a nurse. Did you practice nursing after that, and now you're going to MPhil? Just tell me about that the decision behind the transition.
So now qualify, and then the next point was then to apply for the MBCHB, where they admitted degree nurses in their 3rd and 4th year, because now you've got anatomy and physiology. And you can now apply. But Musaki has always been ambitious. You know, he would work in a place and say that when I have so many pay slips, I need to go and I need to do, and I was now somebody's wife. So I mostly then practiced occupational nursing as opposed to working in the hospital. Because then that was office hours with him, and so I would do ad hoc occupational nursing. I did incapacity consulting for a company where, you know, now when you need to board people, you get a lot of medical certificates in HR, and you don't understand. You know, now they write medical condition. In the past, they used to say what's wrong. And sometimes they would write that men had their lady month just to give a certificate, and people were booked off sick. So incapacity consultants would look at the medical certificate and say that, you know, we see a pattern. We see that on 15th, men have their time of the month. You know, and then you begin to make recommendations. So that was still using the nursing, the background, the healthcare background. But you see what now happened? I now combined it with organizations. And then it brought back that thing of, I understand what happens when, you know, in a business sense. And so I don't think hospital work made sense. When I then started having children, as you said that I had them when I had them.
Steps.
Yes, we had them. I did not practice. Then we started having our own company. I did Sakele Health. Now that I think about it, I even forgot about that. Then I would go out and train people first aid level 1 to 3. Still working with people in company. And so this is how I saw change management and what people really go through. You know, these executive position people are under tremendous stress and this. And I think when I now wanted to upgrade my professional, what do you call it, currency. Because now, remember, I haven't studied. Abu Muki, now they're inviting me to come for their red gown. You know, they are now Dr. Muki.
Yes.
And the last time I studied was a while back. So I was considering that, Suzette, you need to upgrade your professional currency. I then thought I would do something that will combine what I already have. I understand business. I understand healthcare. So coaching for me is not only life coaching. I went to do a degree where I have a theoretical underpinning, research and practice. So that it's not really only life coaching.
Okay.
So that if I walk in and the executive dean of the university wants a coach, she understands that I know what she needs to do, and I'm not just coming with, you know, in life we do this. So I am looking for premium clients. This is why I did the transition in this way. And also having the M is, should I in the next 5 years again want to upgrade my professional currency, then I can also do the PhD.
The PhD, yes.
So that was the transition.
And it makes sense, Suzette, because I'm thinking, you know, you have thought carefully about the kind of client that you want to serve and the kind of integrity that would be required for that. So, so great. And now, Suzette, let's go to your, not your personal life, but your personality. You are, I find you very grounded. You are calm. You are thoughtful. You know, what makes you that? What values or principles do you live by, such that someone who's looking at you, you know, senses that resilience as well, you know, and calmness?
I think we are products of our family, our first relationship, the source of relational strength and stress comes from our families. And I think that the family that I was brought up in, it's a workers' class. We didn't have much. My parents actually thought that they would be missionaries, you know, before they had to now get married because they had their child.
Yes.
And but the home that I grew up in was of relational acceptance for who you are. And I really think that gives you your spine. And personality-wise, I think I'm a good balance between my mother and my father. My father was a quiet person, but quite a person. So that, I think, and what grounds me then, Muki, really is to have that relational interaction with whoever is with me. Because you use the words, you said, you know, a grounded person, but thoughtful. It means there was an opportunity for you to sit back and reflect. How is this person? Is this a taker, or, you know, do you think about other people? I think most of our social ills come from the fact that our first relationship sometimes, which is at home. Before you go to school, you're at home.
Yes.
And there's a lot, especially now, that is happening. So I grew up in a blessed time that grounds me.
Wow, wow, that's wonderful. And I'm so taken by the phrases that you use, the relational, you know, things in the family and the spine, you know, which holds you and really grounds you. Yes. So now let's go to a state of a defining moment. What has been the most defining moment in your life?
Sure. Something that defines you. The word defining moment, because I'm now thinking, if it defines you, then can your definition be edited after that?
Okay. Depends on how you take it.
Yes,
but
I'm just saying yes.
That moment where you feel you're like,
yes,
you know.
I think said something to you about you.
Yes.
I would say the most defining moment for me would be I had secondary infertility because I had a diagnosis that was not supposed to have me have those children that you said were steps. You know, when I succeeded first, I thought, we might as well check if the medical is still working.
It's still working. So much.
And it worked.
Yeah.
So I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease and endometriosis. So that was, I think, being blessed, because the man that I married, I remember with the family, they were saying that I kulungile if it's not going to happen. And I think I made peace with maybe not having my own kids. So for me, defining was being blessed with the fruit of the womb. And not that it doesn't make other women who does not bear children fully women, but it does define something on the inside. That I would say defined me, because I not gave up, I made peace that it might not be possible. So that really was big for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Sure. I'm learning so much. And now, Suzette, let me take you to your family. I know that you are a family woman. You said you are a mother, you are a wife. Just take me through your first learning that your daughter Ruth is diagnosed with cancer. It's been a journey, I know, and it's a journey. It was a journey for you, and I want to talk to me about your journey, but as well as the journey of your family and how those at times intersected or conflicted at some point. Just take me through that. You're hearing this. What goes through your mind?
Ruth is my crown child, meaning she is the second child. I don't have middle children.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. She's the crown, because first is first, and then when they say middle, to me, we don't define it like that. We say you crowning, because she's always crowned between these two.
Yes.
And then the last one is the namesake. So a crown child is a crown child. So that was like, that wasn't funny, that wasn't nice. She is an athlete, very outspoken, very loud. She could have been your daughter. Love social justice things, would be speaking for the trees.
Yes.
Always hands up and saying that you did now in class to this person doesn't look like what you did to that one. So it's that type of person, already a child, she had a voice, even growing up you could tell. And she entered grade 8 and did one of her fastest time as an athlete. Wow. Remember athletics was around March.
Yes.
Yeah. And then so when you do well, what they would do, I don't know, do all the schools do it, but they check again at the end of the year, the coaches. Okay. In November, so you were placed according to your speed. Okay. So yes. Say that this one is the fastest girl, that one is this one, this. So she did her best times. So in November of that year, they let them run again. Your 200, your 100, to see what you must do, and then they put them on a high performance program during the holiday, what you eat and this, so that you don't come back plumpy if you are an athlete. So Ruth was like that. There were certain things that she would not eat or drink because this is who she is. Yes. And so on this day when they did their times, she came back very tired. I really remember the child was brought out, and I thought, I wonder, she really wanted to do, you know, there's this other child that you want to surpass.
Yes.
That one, you know. And she was sprawled out, and she asked me to just look into her neck, because kids were poking into her neck. And when I felt, it felt like a knikkerball thing in the neck, and then I pressed up. It was grapes.
Wow. Sure.
And I sat down. I said to her, will you please go get the Bible so long? Mommy will wait right here. When I was sitting down, I said, God, please say something. Say something, because whatever I felt, it doesn't feel right. It didn't feel, it immediately didn't feel right.
Yeah.
So when she came back, now I'm looking for, like, where. So I said, I was thinking of this verse in Romans that says, Romans 8, that says, all things work together for good for those who love God. So Mommy doesn't know what this is, but I will take this, all things will work together for good, and then we will have this checked out. No, I need to go and run. I said, yes, after running on Monday we go. I think over that weekend I knew Muki, because she was too young to have another type of a syndrome for those symptoms. Yes. I knew something was very wrong. So the Monday, I took her to I wanted all of them to find out on Monday. So I take from the one to the one to the one. Wow. Scans and this, and yeah, so by Monday I knew. I felt, you were asking about what did I feel first. Me, it's you don't believe it first. No, it's like it's unbelievable. Like this child is she's just a child. What does it even mean? What does it even mean? So I think the biopsy was done the next day. Those things were done in a week's time. In between Monday to Friday, we had full diagnosis. She was Hodgkin's lymphoma, stage 2B, with a big growth here, 3.4 centimeter growth in the middle of the chest, and then all these lymph nodes swelling. So I don't know, but she makes me laugh. When the doctor came to confirm, he sits on the other side. I already went to the older sister to say to her, did you study metastases in biology? Do you understand what it means? I asked the older sister. And then I can't remember, did she say yes or no? I said to her, okay, if you understand what it means, it's possible that your sister's cells are metastasizing. Should that be confirmed, I just want you to know that, please, Ungas, don't cut yourself. Don't do anything crazy. I'll get help for you. Because my focus will be, so I went to see the sister. She was in matric. Can you see the dichotomy? And how crucified I felt. I said, you don't do funny things. I will go and get help for you. And then if it is confirmed, be strong for her. And then when it's time for you to break down, Mommy will be there. You will let me know, but you will have to time your breakdowns. You can't break down just any time.
Yeah.
I said, I'll give you an Oscar. I did say that. But when the doctor told her it's cancer, this child looks at him, she says, say that again. And then he said, it is cancer. She says, no, black people don't get cancer. He said,
oh, really?
Maybe TB or AIDS.
Wow.
That type of person. He said, no, maybe TB. He came around and he had to kneel in front of her. And then he said, it is cancer. She said, the type where you lose your hair.
Yeah.
And when he said yes, you could see there it
wow.
You know,
it was sinking in.
It was sinking in. The dynamics of the family, it was difficult, Muki. I lost it a bit there. Because, you know, I used the word that I would like to be present. Present with my children. They're not the same, but I want to be mother to all of them. That was a bit tricky, to be mother to all of them. Because this one must be dropped in the afternoon for this, and the other one must be picked up. They tell me at times that I have forgotten to pick up Joshua.
Yeah.
You know, they remind me that you forgot about us.
Yeah.
Or you left us. If she had chemotherapy, you know you cannot cook in that house.
Yeah.
What about the other children? So then it became takeouts.
Yeah.
So ek weet nie wat die takeouts wil jy hê nie, and it made the other one to gain. So Joshua gained a lot of weight because hy weet nie wat gaan aan nie. The older one is trying to study. It takes its toll on the family.
Yeah.
And even thinking about it now, as a nurse, I joined the team, her health team, in the sense she was now turning 14. Yeah. Then you get admitted in the adult ward.
Okay.
And I did not want her in a CA ward with all the other type of cancers.
Yes, yeah.
So I think for the first time, the why of nursing came through. Remember I said it was beneath me?
Yes, yes.
I was so wrong.
And you didn't know what you were being prepared for.
Yeah. I did not know. So you know when your white cell counts drop, you need Nipogen injections because it makes you very weak. I administered that at home.
Oh, okay.
So that she doesn't have to go into a hospital. That broke me. Because now when I walk into the room, I walk in as a nurse.
Yes.
And after that injection, a person change. They become weak. You know, the immune system begins to respond.
Yeah.
And then the siblings would look at me like, what have you done?
To our sister.
Yes.
Yeah.
I, at that time, thought it was the best thing to do because I wanted my child in my hands.
Yes.
But it broke me.
Wow.
I don't know if I will do it again.
Yo, Suzette, I'm sighing now because I can just imagine. And as you know, I've been through the same. I've given you calls to say, listen, I'm having this injection. What do I expect? And I had you explain to me what to expect, which made it easier for me. But for Ruth, it was not easy because there was no one to tell her, you know, this is how you're going to, you know, and the mother, not being a mother, being a nurse.
Being a nurse. So
Suzette, yeah. So what would you say is one big lesson that you've learned from that experience?
I said my most defining time in my life was the grace to become a mother. The lesson that I learned is even that it was a gift. It's only your child because it's been entrusted to you. Yeah. It's actually not yours. Wow. The lesson that I learned when the middle of chemo 6, 7, 8 was tough for her. And she was suicidal. She couldn't anymore. It was hard. The lesson was that God, it was my child. It was borrowed, and you don't have to prove to me that you exist by saving her. I know that. Yes. That settles it. My biggest lesson was, I know you exist, and I know that you are a God of love. So you will do what is good as God. Yeah. But be nice. Yes. So I think that's the biggest lesson that I've learned, is that what we have is granted to us. Enjoy it. It's not yours. It can be taken anytime. Don't take it for granted. No. Don't take it for granted. Now, Suzette, let me go back to that transition of the career now. As we conclude, I would like to ask you, what would you advise someone who's now listening, watching, listening to this conversation about career change? Because there's a lot of people, like you said, you come in our township schools, we really don't have career guidance. You go in and you find that, oh, this is not what I think I'm made of. I want something different. So what would you, advise that person who's thinking of changing? Yeah, I think first you need to be intentional. if that's what you really want to do, because you're going to go through an epic challenge. So career change to me means that you are in a career. So you might have secure income. And now you tell yourself that I want to change. So if you're intentional about it, I'm a coach, so I would say that find a person that wisdom is found in a social setting. And I think that is where the complexity and the gift of coaching comes in, because it's not I would tell that person what to do. I would then want to ask questions from you. How intentional are you about this? You know, what systems have you put in place? What are you looking at? What is there that you already have? Remember, I had a little bit of a background of this, and then I could combine with this to get step ahead. And then I would say to the person, do it now.
Okay.
Once you have your systems in place and you spoke, you can't, one thing about an existential crisis also, and you would know that, is you want to squeeze every sip of life out of life. And you want to do what you need to do, conversations on the couch with Muki, you want to do it now. You don't want to do it when it's going to look perfect in 2030.
Wow.
So I would say seek professional guidance, think it through, consider everyone that is important around you. But if this is what it's asking you to do, if your wiring is screaming like mine did, do it now.
Do it now. Thanks, Suzette, for those wise words. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Be intentional. Have your systems in place and do it now. So take that leap of faith. Until next time, enjoy your day. Goodbye.